quick. I remember when I
Mm-hmm.
was a little boy, my pops,
Mhm.
shout out to my pops, love him to death. He used to be a truck
Uh-huh.
driver. He used to drive
Mm-hmm.
18 wheelers,
Oh.
and he was an owner operator, and we would drive cross country, right? So one day when we was driving, we stopped at this one stop, at this truck stop, and my pops had the cabs open. So the back of the trailer was open on the sides because he was getting something out of the back cab. And my father stepped out of the cab for a minute, and he went around to the front of the truck, and this man came to the side of the truck, and he looked like he was on drugs. His clothes with the shovel, he was dirty. He looked out of it, and
Uh-huh.
he asked me where my father was. And I'm thinking to myself, as I remember now, I was a 12-year-old little boy. No, how
Why
old
are
was
you
I?
asking me?
I think I was seven. I was seven. I was
Oh
7 years
wow.
old. Seven with my pops. He was asking me where my father was. And I said, my father's right here. And in that moment, I think back to myself, what could have happened to me if my father hadn't been right there?
Yeah.
Facts.
Why are you
You
Right.
know,
asking a
Facts.
little kid
Yeah. Right.
questions?
Yeah.
right?
Facts.
You
Wow.
know, and mind you, we don't fucking know you. Like I guarantee my father don't know you from nowhere because we driving cross country, bro. We're like in fucking
Now,
Texas
how he know
somewhere.
he was your
Like
father?
Right.
you don't know my father from nowhere. Why would you be asking me where my father is? You
Right.
Mhm.
know, but luckily my father was there, and then the dude bounced. But thinking back to myself, that when you asked that question, that's what memory came to mind. I was like,
Mhm.
damn, it is
Mhm.
it can happen so quickly when something bad, can
Mm-hmm.
change your life.
Right.
That's a
Yeah.
That's why
fact.
it's
That's a
important to
fact.
be protected, or keep yourself around protected energy. Let's get it.
The Sophisticatedly Ratchet Podcast is a roundtable conversational podcast that gives a voice to the Black experience.
Millennials from New York City sharing our views on Black lifestyle, culture, relationships, religion, and current events.
Here at SR, we strive to give our listeners the real in a world of fake.
Worldly professionals with class that also know how to switch it up.
Now let's talk our wild shit.
You hear the
What it
gang.
do?
You hear the gang. It's gang, gang,
Yeah.
nigga.
Gang.
What up? You're
Everybody.
what's good, my fellow New Yorkians?
Uh,
That word?
Hey, tribe. Happy Wednesday.
Facts. Facts.
Happy
Facts.
Wednesday indeed. Happy Wednesday.
It is
Happy
a happy
August. How
one.
about that? Shout
I
out.
know.
Shout out to
Shout out
all
to all the
the
Leos. It's the Leos.
The
You supposed to have
Leo.
the whole month?
Facts.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
it's
Just-
Leo
season.
season.
Shout out to all the Leos, bro.
I know some good Leos. I ain't mad at
Yeah.
it.
Me
I
too.
think I know some good and bad sounds for every song, but I will say I know some really good Leos though. It's all good.
Same.
Good. Well, welcome to our current
Hi, Mo.
events episode. What's good?
Talk about it.
No.
Yeah.
Of course.
Let's go. I
Live.
like it.
We live.
We live,
Yeah.
people. Want to
Mhm.
introduce my co-hosts, my family. What's good?
What's good?
I'm gonna do things a little differently. Let me start with my homeboy who be wandering around the place. What's good, Shake?
Yo, what it do?
Forever lost.
It's your boy Shake, aka Mr. HST, aka Mr. AFF, and the last F for this week is gonna be fortune.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Well, sure.
All right.
I feel like
Abundance,
you used that
King.
one already. I feel like you used that shit already, but we're gonna clap it up
It's
for you.
okay.
Mind your business. Mind your business,
All right.
Flash.
Nigga, I need you to go in the dictionary and find more F's, nigga. This nigga
I
recycles
am
7 F's
every week. Every goddamn week.
All right. Next, I want to go to, I feel like it's a little slippery out here. You got to be slipping and, I think I'm gonna introduce the drip god. What's that name? What's good, Mash?
Yo, that mean, what's good,
That's
everybody?
him.
How you doing? Good boy, Mash. Okay, the speed guy. Good. Please say the drip good.
Drip,
Drip,
drip.
drip.
Gang. I love
Yeah.
you, gang. Appreciate you so much. For those who don't know, SPEW is an abbreviation for spreading positive energy wherever. And as a SPEW God, it's my job to enrich the lives of everybody that I meet. Represent South Jamaica Queens, only queens make kings. And we out here, tribe. So good to see you. Welcome back to another Wednesday.
Talk about it.
Yes.
Shout out to you.
Of And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't introduce myself.
You already know.
Yes, this your girl Mo in the number 3 slot.
She's on here every week.
You know where she's from.
It's a Wakanda thing. No, I'm dancing on this podcast.
Hey,
We already got dance for this nigga. So come on.
what's good? It's your
This
girl
ain't TikTok,
Mo.
man.
You know I hail from Co-op City Section 5. Don't ever zone my shit. What's good, tribe? How are you guys?
Talk about that shit. We good.
Good.
All right.
Good, Mo. It's good to see you, baby.
Yes, what's good? Next, gets a little chilly. Ooh, y'all don't feel the burr? Yeah, do y'all feel it?
The bird, yeah, always.
Y'all feel the wind
Always.
coming in?
Always.
It started slowing crack. It started
Always.
slowing crack just now.
It started-
Slowing crack.
I'm gonna introduce our Ice Queen, who brings duality to the podcast. What's good, TJ?
Hey tribe, it's your girl TJ, the Unicorn Gemini, also known as the Ice Queen. Let me fix my crown. It's Barbie season, Black Barbies, okay, everywhere. Shout out to all the Black Barbies.
Did y'all see the Barbie movie?
No,
I
I'm gonna
didn't.
see it next week with my
I heard it was
goddaughter and
good.
my mom.
Okay.
Oh, really? You heard it was good?
I heard it was good.
Everywhere.
I heard it had different just visually looking at it, but I heard it had like some real kind of sayings in there and stuff like that. Like a lot of things that was touched on. I was like, oh, okay. So
I'm excited about that.
yeah.
One of my homegirls had brought her kids to see it. I guess she thought it was a kid movie, but it isn't a kid movie.
It really,
Yeah,
It's not?
I don't think so.
Let's look
Well,
at
I'm
that.
taking my goddaughter. She's
How old is
12.
the goddaughter?
Yeah, I think she
12?
Yeah, she arrived, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Barbie age appropriate for 12-year-old. Let's see what the Google says. Please keep going. Don't.
Yes. Anyway, go ahead. So last but not least, the philosophizing.
No,
Flash the philosopher. What's good, King?
God power.
Ooh,
Did
I
y'all
like
know
the
I used to be a
glasses,
childhood
King.
actor though? Did y'all know I used to be like a childhood actor? Like
Tell us more.
Okay,
Tell us more.
okay.
I did a play. I did a few plays, but I think the main one where I was like the main star was called The Pot of Gold. My nigga, like it was really good. But this is like, I don't know. I want to say like third, fourth grade and shit. I was a whole actor and shit.
It was on TV.
It was on VHS.
Okay, we'll fit the VHS. Okay.
Mo was an actress too. Remember in high school, Mo?
Yes, I did a little acting in high school too. Yes, I
See
did.
that?
I owned the hotel with my husband, Basil. We owned the hotel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, since Sophisticatedly Ratchet has some actors on board, we are going to start doing some skits, some really nice freaking.
There we go. That's right. Get him shake. Tap into your roots, bro. Tap into your roots.
Just to let you know what kind of star I am. Okay, to let you know what kind of star I am. Today I am Mr. Bust on Her Braids. Okay, it is your boy Flash the Philosopher. It is he. It is me. It is I. Okay, I'm here.
All right. Thank you for that, Flash.
How you gonna pay for a new hairdo, bro? You paying for a new hairdo.
Yes. All right. So now we're gonna move forward to our Zen section. We gotta zen it and clean the atmosphere, cleanse the atmosphere. So next, let's introduce our No Bad Days segment. Let's go.
It's gonna be a great ass day because I said it was gonna be a great ass day. I won't accept nothing else. Nothing bad will enter my day. Say that shit like you mean it. Howl it. No bad days.
Talk to him, TJ.
No Bad Days, tribe. Welcome back to another episode and the opportunity to be introduced to a new chakra. And today's chakra is the crown chakra, represented by the color purple. That's why my environment is purple. So the crown chakra is located right on the top of your head, exactly where your crown is, kings and queens. You are a queen, you are a king. If you're listening to this, you are the tribe. I'm going to refer to you as the tribe. And today, right now, in this moment, I'm referring to you as kings and queens. So the crown chakra is responsible for your connection to the universe. your connection to your inner self, and it's associated with your higher consciousness. If it is, or your spirituality, enlightenment, and what else do I have? Having a balanced crown chakra means having the confidence in yourself, having inner peace, even knowing what your purpose is in life, feeling connected. Well, I just said that, to your purpose, and fully understanding that. I have something that I want to share with you that are some symptoms if your crown chakra is blocked. If your crown chakra is blocked, you're going to feel confusion, lack of focus, the inability to set and maintain goals, lack of connection to the world, depression, anxiety. And I would also say that this is for people that are not emotionally intelligent. Like if you only know what's going on with yourself, but you're not aware of how you affect others, that is another sign that your crown chakra is unbalanced, right? We should be connected to all things. And I personally picked this one because this is how I was feeling. So I hope that this supports you as well, tribe. There's some affirmations that I chose to share with you guys today. And if any of these resonate with you, I want you to really focus on those as I ring the singing bowl today. So some of the affirmations are, I'm open to new ideas. Information I need comes to me easily. The world is my teacher. Every experience is specifically to teach you a lesson in life. That's how you have to see it. Nothing's good or bad. It's an experience for you. And it's supposed to teach you something. Allow the world to be your teacher. I'm guided by a higher power and inner wisdom. I'm open to letting go of my attachments. What are you attached to? And then the last one is, I live in the present moment. If any of those resonate with you, what you laughing at, Flash?
When you said that, I was like, my dick.
Are you attached to it?
Yeah, or it's attached to me, you know. I don't know.
It is attached to you, but figure out how you don't have to be attached to it in the sense of like, you know, maybe needing sexual energy filled all the time or something. I don't know.
I was thinking about being attached to my ego.
Okay, yeah. That's one thing too. For me, it's like expectations, wanting things to look exactly how I want them to look. I get to be unattached to that. Facts. Because it doesn't serve me.
Right.
All right, tribe. So let's go ahead and take a nice deep breath in.
All right, big breath.
And we're going to hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you release, drop your shoulders down. Focus on the affirmation. No bad days. I pray that you continue this week being connected to the universe and everything around you. No bad days.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
There she go. She just floated on out there.
Yeah, just
turn your lights back to normal now. You can turn the indigo shit off now.
I like it.
Can you come back? Can we get TJ back now? She over here in an avatar state and shit.
Yeah.
There we go.
And now,
There we go.
We'll be bringing in the American AFF Shake. We'll be doing his segment, the Word of the Week.
Word of the week. Word of the week.
Hey.
Feeling himself.
Word of the week. Yes.
What it do, ladies and gentlemen. It is your boy Shake once again, America's favorite. And I am bringing you today's Word of the Week. All right, today's Word of the Week is brought to you by Kellogg's.
Really? Don't get us sued.
They need to sponsor us. Fuck that.
Kellogg's for real. Like, holla at us for real.
I used to collect the box tops. Fuck them, though. It's all good.
You know what I'm saying? All right.
That shit is poison.
Facts. It is all poison.
You wouldn't advertise it, bro? You wouldn't advertise it?
Hey, look, I'm trying to get these bills paid. Please keep going. Shake your Word of the
Right,
Week.
yo, Kellogg, cook that with the bag.
Word of the Week.
Exactly.
I won't eat it, but I sell it.
Look at you.
That's terrible. All right,
Let's go.
ladies and gentlemen. All right, so Ladies and gentlemen, today's word of the week is ubiquitous. Okay, ubiquitous is an adjective, and it means present, appearing, and found everywhere, and it is spelled ubiquitous. Ubiquitous. Okay. All right. So ubiquitous. All right. So I'm gonna put it in a sentence. So during the summer, this hot weather has become pretty ubiquitous, right? Meaning it's found everywhere, right? It's pretty much everywhere. And then we could even say, ever since that whole pollution break, ever since that whole polluting air thing and freaking from Canada that came all the way down to New York, it seems to be ubiquitous because now they're reporting this stuff every day.
Well, I got one.
Go ahead, Flash.
Yo, the amount of fat asses in Atlanta is very ubiquitous. Can I get a bang for that? Can I hit that?
Okay.
Good job, bro. Good job, bro. That was really good.
Yeah, decent post.
Yeah.
All right. So that is today's word of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Ubiquitous.
Yes.
Right.
So
thank you, Shake.
You guys know throughout the episode, use the word,
Yeah,
so
ubiquitous.
That's right.
All right, tribe. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Sophisticatedly Ratchet Podcast. You can listen to us everywhere you hear podcasts. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora has podcasts, Amazon has podcasts. We're on all the platforms. Share us with a friend. Tell them to look for the Sophisticatedly Ratchet Podcast. Then hop over to our social media. We're on IG at SoRatchet Podcast. We're on TikTok at SoRatchet Podcast. We're on Twitter at SoRatchet Pod. We're on Threads as well, tribe, at SoRatchet Podcast. And where you can see our beautiful and handsome faces on YouTube, where you can catch the full episode live in video form if you're not just listening to us on all the podcast platforms. And that is at SoRatchet Podcast. What are you doing? Hit the like button right now. Hit the follow button right now. Okay. Hit the notifications bell right now. Hit the share button right now. Spread us to your friends. Let us be
like a germ
all over the universe.
Sneeze on us. Let us sneeze on
you.
But
thank you guys.
Spew it everywhere.
Spew.
If you ain't hit the like button, hit it right now. Put a comment in the section right now.
Why you jerk off the air when you say our beautiful and handsome faces? Like, why you do this?
Beautiful and handsome faces.
No, you literally jerked off the air when you did. Yeah.
Because your mind is in the gutter all the time.
My crown chakra activated.
Yeah.
So just real quick, Barbie's PG-13.
It is?
Okay.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
That means no
you have to be 13 or older.
13 or older.
Without parental guidance. You need parental guidance over 13.
Yeah.
That's what PG means, bro. That's the acronym.
I ain't gonna hold you. I've been watching rated R shit probably before I was supposed to watch rated R shit.
Ooh.
So
what does R rated stand for though, bro?
I don't know. Restricted?
Yes.
Look at you. You're so smart, bro.
Yeah.
I mean,
all right.
Like a ubiquitous answer.
Oh God, here we go.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Did I use it right?
But no.
He said a ubiquitous answer.
But is it present?
That can be found everywhere. Yeah.
All right, I'll take it.
No. Let's not even start this before the fucking episode start. Okay. He did not use it right. Present appearance.
All right.
Yeah.
That was a heat check.
It is found everywhere.
Nash said, not on my watch.
Right? He says the ubiquitous answer, bro.
We'll let the tribe call it. The tribe will call it.
Anyway, I'm ready to know when you are, because that was.
If it come down to the buzzer, this might be what changed the game.
That was egregious.
Right.
That was egregious.
Anywho,
y'all motherfuckers gonna let him live. That's crazy.
Let's jump into our reality TV that TJ will be talking about. Okay.
I'm up again. Tribe. Are you watching what's going on TV right now and reality TV, all of that? I mean, we talked about the Barbie movie a little bit. I don't want to give it that much energy because it's a whole Barbie craze going on right now, and I'm a part of it. Shout out to all the Black Barbies. That's all I'm gonna say. But on reality TV, there's a lot going on, and I want to catch you guys up on Match Me Abroad. It's on TLC, drops new episodes on Monday nights. And I spoke to you guys about this on our last current events episode. And people have been in our comments section talking about, oh, women got to go to Africa. They not ready for the men in Africa. Because one of the girls by the name of Stanika decided to go to Morocco to find love. And believe it or not, she's been matched. And a lot of people in the comment section is like, oh, she had, she didn't really get matched and, she not ready or whatever. But she actually did find a match. His name is Nordine. He's from Morocco, and he is, I want to say, like a tour guide in Morocco. And he's in love with American culture, and he accepts her. She used to be overweight. She got one of those gastric surgeries for her to lose weight. And she said that she was never found attractive by any of her people wherever she lives. I want to say she's from somewhere from the South. I can't remember the state. But she said guys always wanted her to be a friend. And she was always that big girl as a friend and never had a boyfriend. And so now that she's ready, she's just like, I'm over this American thing. She paid for a matchmaker in Morocco and found this guy, Nordine. She went out with him on the first date, and it was amazing. They had such a great time. That's Stanika right there. And so they had such a great date. She was like, but I am in Morocco. I do want to see other people. So she saw like 2 other people on the date, and they just weren't cutting it. She ends up going back on another date with this guy. His name is Nordine, and he's really serious about her. He's like, in my culture, I have to allow you to meet my family. And if they approve of you, then we can move forward. And so that's where we are. She went to his house. His family approved of her. And she's like a very outgoing Black woman that is just country Southern, and they loved her. The last episode that I just recently seen is where he's letting her know, like he takes on this very romantic date. He has everything laid out for her, very well planned. Okay, because that fucking shit matters, men. Okay, when a man puts effort into a date and plans this shit, it's nice for the universe to create shit, right? But when he puts effort into it, it feels intentional. Like you're putting intention into me. And I think a lot of women enjoy that. I'll speak for myself. What?
So you don't think a picnic can be intentional and planned?
I love
you on a picnic.
It can.
A picnic is planned. It's planned.
Okay.
It's planned. If we just say, let's go out to the beach and let's just go to the beach.
Walk.
Yeah, actually, pretty much. Yeah. Like,
but that's a real thing. Like long walks on the beach. Like you never seen
it. It is. And that could be a part of the plan. But if you come and say, hey, I just want to see you. I want to take you out. We want to go somewhere. And I'm like, where are we going to go? And you don't have no plan. Like that's a red flag.
No, but when we get it with each other and I have a plan, I'm like, all right, let's go here and then here and then here. And even though it wasn't intentional, it doesn't seem like, I had like big plans for it.
Doesn't have to be a big plan.
I know what I want to do with you already. I just don't have an order of operation yet. And whatever makes sense.
This nigga gonna take it from the front door to the bang bus, like right outside.
Yeah, you just want to get.
I got plans for you.
You know what
I got plans for you.
That's your plan.
The path gotta end up back at the crib. You know what I'm saying?
I know. That's what I'm saying. So we spoke about this on another episode. You do a lot. You know what you want, so you do a lot to get that. So shut the hell up, okay? Back to this date. Nordine pulls out all the stops. I mean, dinner, entertainment. He has like a dancer come in, and he's really serious, and he wants to talk to her about like, what's this gonna look like? Because she's leaving tomorrow to go back to the U.S. And I think he was like trying to see what if they leave us on a cliffhanger to know whether he's gonna propose to her at this dinner, but he's letting her know that I want to take you seriously. And she's actually, I don't know. You know how they leave you on the cliffhanger I don't know if she's like, oh, we moving too fast. Cause she was like, oh, maybe we could have a long distance relationship for a little bit. But homie, like you met this guy, you're feeling him. Why not just take that risk? You know what I mean? That's me. That's what I would do. But I know a lot of people are very calculated and they take forever to decide what they want. And I think that's beautiful too, whatever your path is, whatever your journey is. But he was very adamant by saying like, hey, I'm 42, I'm ready. And, you know, I need to know where you're at, you know, and there's something very special about that. So I'm following up with this and I can't wait to see how this ends. And Stanika, if you want a front row seat to explain yourself and explain what you are feeling, you are welcome to join the Sophisticatedly Ratchet Podcast. We would love to have you and just speak about your journey. And let me know because I was thinking about doing it and I want to know if this is something I should really do. Okay. And
Morocco. Okay.
I don't know. Like there was, and it was so crazy because Morocco has very strong personality for men, and Nordine was just so he's assertive, but he's so loving and caring and supportive. And she went out on a dates with other guys that were just like, "This is who I am, and this is it." Like, just very aggressive, and it was like a turn off for her. So I'm really happy for her. I'm happy for anyone that finds love, and it's just happy. So if you're happy, that's dope. But anyway, check out Match Me Abroad and let me know. Put it in the comment section. What you thinking about the other couples as well? I just wanted to report on the black one.
Your question.
Yeah.
Yo,
What?
do y'all women get, I don't want to say upset, but do y'all get triggered when, you know, you go abroad and they have laws that are like women can't yell at men or you know, do any wild shit or else y'all go to jail. Like if y'all show y'all titties, y'all might do 3 years in prison type of shit.
Yeah,
like,
no, that's a real thing.
Y'all?
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm triggered by it, but I want to say there was a part in the episode where Stanika meets him in public and he gave her like this hug like that. And she was like, she was like, I'm so excited to see him. Like I wanted to hug him and be all up on him, but they don't have public they don't have PDA, public displays of affection.
I can't slap my chick ass in public?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
Nah.
Absolutely not. Especially if you're not married too. So that's another thing. You can't be kissing on each other and all that stuff. So you know, it's a culture shock, but this is what you signed up for. You know, this is a whole nother culture and you have to respect it. And that was it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's one of the things you got to keep in mind when you're traveling overseas in general. Flags. Like, there was recently a young lady in the news who was she was arrested in Dubai because she got into an argument with a car rental person. Right? She got into an accident. She went to go get the items out of her car that she got in the accident with, and the person who wanted the person who she got in the accident with rented her the car wanted to file charges or whatever. And she's like, we need to get the police involved or whatever. And the person got into a yelling match with the person. The police came and locked her up.
Damn.
Because in that country, as a woman, you can't be screaming in public.
Right. And that's why it's important to kind of research when you're going overseas, like different stuff, so you know kind of what you're walking into and stuff.
Yeah, like I ain't gonna hold you have to be fully clothed.
Yeah.
You know.
Yo, people out here be outraged talking about that's unfair. I'll be like, mind your business, because that's them people laws. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the same way how y'all stand on 10 toes of what y'all do over here. Just like, mind your business.
Yeah, shit different.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, thank you, TJ, for that reality TV update. I'm interested to hear about, you know, where this is gonna go. Right? Yeah, especially because he seems so serious about her. So that's good. That's what's up. Yeah. So moving along, Flash. You up next. I want to hear about this animal instinct you talking about.
Fantastic voyage.
I'm taking you on a fantastic voyage today, people.
Okay.
You know,
where we going?
Oh, we're going to what was Snoop Dogg album called? Doggy Style. We're going to Doggy Style today.
Ooh,
right, so
okay.
It's a planet called Doggy Style. All right. Okay.
All right.
So you know, let me get I actually got a video and shit. I want to show you.
Okay.
You know, because we all about the visuals. You know, we do shit in 3D out here.
Check us out on SoRatchet Space Podcast on YouTube so you can see exactly what Flash the Philosopher is showing us.
Okay, you see this?
Oh, I saw this.
All right, so hold on, wait. Let me present my story. Okay.
Oh my God.
All right, so this story is and I'll just give you a quick breakdown, but it's a fascinating story. It's about a gentleman named Toko. Okay. And he had this whole lifelong dream of wanting to become an animal. And not just any animal. Okay. He wanted to become Snoop Dogg's animal. You know, he wanted to become the animal which is man's best friend. All right. You wanted to become a dog. I mean, so many of us have succeeded in becoming dogs before we can even transform into the final form. But this nigga took it to another level. Okay.
Really?
He's attained the final form, all right, of masculinity at least. But it's like I said, Toko though, he spent over 20 grand, which I believe is like 20 million yen or some shit like that. All right, to get a hyper realistic dog outfit. And it's not just any dog, it's a collie. All right. So he transformed into the dog. So let me just show y'all like the video of like part of this.
Wow.
No leash, by the way. No fucking leash.
All right,
I need you to commit.
I didn't get arthritis.
Look at that. The dog pull up on him.
So is he in the dog suit? Like what?
He in the dog
Yes.
suit.
Oh my God.
If I see that dog in public, I would think that dog is like mad old. He on his way out, and they take him for a walk just to get him.
He's mad big.
He's a big ass dog. Their dogs is huge though. Look at that. He waiting for his butt to get sniffed and shit. Like it's getting weird, you know?
Wow.
But dogs don't even wave like that, so he's not even in this like real form.
Exactly. That's why I'm like.
You need to shut the fuck up and go. You probably talking in English.
Is there somebody behind the bench? What is going on? Oh,
yeah. I'm not sure why she's hiding, but this is him.
I mean,
and,
what is 2 million yen in US?
20,000, I guess.
Oh my God.
You know,
the dogs don't know what the fuck to do with that shit.
And there he is in the cage. Lock him up. He got the full experience. The full experience of being a dog.
A dog, he did.
And yeah, so I thought it was a very interesting story. Number one, because I don't got $20,000 to spend to become an animal or some shit. It's cool and shit.
Right.
You know, whatever, animal instinct. But then I started thinking like, damn, yo, if I could really be some shit for 24 hours, let's say if I did have the funds or the money to do this shit, like what the fuck would I do? Like, how would I want people to set it up and shit? And I thought about this, TJ. I'm gonna be honest with you. And you know what I came up with? You waiting for me to answer, right?
I'm waiting for you to answer.
I want to be a pimp. I want to be a pimp. I want to pay my money for a service that lets me get the costume. They got to set up the scene and all this other shit. I'm telling you, I want the outfit and everything. And I want 24 hours to be a pimp. And I want the full experience. I want to have the bright colored suits. I want to have the hose. I want to, you know, I might, you know, where's my money type of shit. You know, I want to be a real pimp for the night. I think it's a dope experience. So I wanted to ask y'all, 24 hours, what the hell would you want to become or play out if you had the money to spend on something like this?
Oh gosh.
And also, what do you think about Toko, by the way, like trying to be a dog?
I mean,
go first, Mo.
Well, I don't know yet what I would want to be yet, but just to respond to your question about Toko, I mean, that was his prerogative. He wants to experience being a dog. He paid for his experience. Like it said in the video, his colleagues and friends didn't know why he wanted to do that experience, but I guess that's for him to know, and that's what he identified with, I guess. So that's my response to that. I'm still thinking about the other one.
Do you think it's weird though? Like, would you have gone over and pet him?
I probably would have, because I'm like, you know, if that's gonna make you happy. Oh, you want me to pet you? You know.
Can Noah play with him? Can Noah play with him?
No, yeah. I mean, yeah. If he want to be a dog, it's weird, but hey, if you want to act like a dog, and play with the dogs and roll around and do whatever else you want to do, that's fine. I don't see.
It looked like he just wanted to wave at the dog.
To wave, yeah, like he just wanted an experience. I don't think he was, you know.
I appreciate the fact that he wasn't getting too weird. Like he wasn't like humping dogs.
Humping, right? Exactly.
He'd be like, "Yo, bro, chill out, bro. You doing too much. We all know this ain't real, bro. You know that would be a problem." But
I know it's you in the costume, Toda.
I know it's hot in there, bro. Why are you pumping so much, bro?
Exactly.
Questionable behavior.
I mean, for me, I saw this definitely on Instagram and I was like, what the heck? But to me, initially, I was like, oh, he needs attention because a lot of dogs get a lot of attention. And so I was like, oh, he just wants attention. And I get it. Like, you know, and then I heard it was a man, and I don't know, but something's coming up in this season where I'm seeing a lot of men that are not feeling loved in this world. They're feeling like, they're on their own and no one cares. And so, maybe that was his way of, getting attention drawn to him. Because I know some people that treat their dogs better than they treat their family members. It just is what it is.
Some
So I
dogs
could
are all
see,
family members.
that is true. Yeah. So I just
Correct.
feel like maybe that's something that he wanted and he had the money and the funds to create that experience for himself. Good for him. Would I have personally wasted $20,000 to do that specific thing? No, not to be a dog. But what would I want to be for 24 hours? I think I would want to be like a Beyonce for 24 hours. I don't know what it would pay, to be like Beyonce for 24 hours, but just I have, right now she's in New York City, or in the New York, New Jersey area, and she did her concert, and just to have so many people just shouting your name and you just giving such a dope ass performance that everyone is just raving about, like that's beautiful, and I would love to feel what that felt like,
Cheering your name and shit. TJ.
Not even that, just you like inspiring so many people. Like I really feel like 40, her Renaissance album just spoke to my whole spirit. Like I'm comfortable in my skin, I'm comfortable with who I am. Like all those words, it's exactly how I feel right now, and I'm not compromising. And like that's exactly what her words shared in this album, or some of the songs, and I just think that would be dope. I'm complete.
All right, I like it.
Yeah. If I was gonna be first, if the ability to have a spirit animal was ubiquitous, I would choose the ability to be a whale. I am so fascinated by whales. I think whales are so fire.
You look like a whale.
You think so?
Yeah, and you act like a whale too. They just mad big and they just stoic. You know what I mean? You don't know if they happy or they sad. They just.
This is what I'm saying. Like, cause they too
you
big
know
to like give a self-expression.
Dolphins are happy.
Nah,
whales are happy too. They flip in the water.
Very slowly, but
they definitely do that.
Yeah.
They definitely do that. They jump out of water. Certain whales.
They do.
But I want to be a whale. But as far as homeboy wanting to be in a dog suit, I'm not mad at that. If you got money to afford a dog suit, by all means, pop. You go ahead and splurge.
That's
Get
real
the
shit.
20K dog suit. Like I mentioned earlier, I think it's a little weird when you start humping other dogs and stuff like that, and then we start taking it to the road where you want to be an LGBTQ, like you want to be a member of that society now I gotta worry about taking my dog to the right dog park, and then I don't have a problem.
Can I tell you something? So I find myself watching like a lot of dog shit as of late, in terms of like dog racing and the dog shows. Yeah, and they be doing a lot of shit. But when I thought about this shit too, I'm sitting here like, what if somebody gave him the real experience, like even like the Vic experience? Like you find
put him in the kennel, have him go do some real shit in the yard. You want to be a dog, bro? Put him in the pit.
Oh Lord.
Put him in the pit.
So you want to be a dog?
He wouldn't fucking want to do that shit no more. He was like, nah, I'm good. Put me with the people.
Crazy.
Well,
and you get somebody to clean up your shit. Go ahead, Shake. My fault. Go ahead.
I don't really know.
Clean up all the dog shit. Wouldn't it be some shit if the dogs are like, you clean up, nigga? You get slapping around the kennel and making him clean up everybody's shit because he's the only nigga with thumbs.
That's crazy.
So Flash, and this whole what do I want to be, right? What are my limitations, bro? I could be anything in the world, bro.
Yeah, you could spend the money. You could be play whatever role of animal or a role of a human. For 24 hours, yes.
Any role for 24 hours, like and it's in real life, like not virtual.
Yeah, like somebody would set up the whole scene and everything for you. Like I said, I'm gonna be a pimp. I'm gonna do the snap shit. I'm gonna have a knife fight. Like what you got?
Yo, your pimp life is dangerous.
Exactly.
I'm keeping the OG nigga.
You gorilla pimping out here. You out here using
Come on, little jollywags. What you want?
You got a top hat on too?
The whole shit, the feather, everything, nigga.
I like that shit. I like that. I mean, maybe a dolphin. You know what I'm saying? I said that
Okay.
earlier.
Oh, okay.
So y'all started talking about evil dolphins and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you know they just have fun. They just have fun all day and shit. For me,
I see you
it's
as
like,
a hyena.
word as a
Nice.
hyena.
Yeah, you laugh all the
Because of the laugh.
time. You sound like a
Got that
hyena.
bad bitch laugh.
I don't want to go on a hunt for food, yo. I don't want to be starving. And
You
shit.
love
Like,
to do. You love to hunt. What you mean? Dolphins have to hunt for their food too.
yeah, of course they have to hunt, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's like it's easier for dolphins. They're in the
dolphins.
ocean. You know what I'm saying?
Dolphins is cute.
It always seems rough for hyenas and shit. Like you know what I'm saying? They get beat up by the lions and shit. You know what I'm saying? They fucking up. They always it seems like there's never enough food.
We seen Lion King.
You know
we
what
seen
I'm saying?
Yeah, we sure did.
We know.
And they all sound like they laughing and shit, even though they crying on the inside.
Your Shake. You
Who
don't
that
swallow
sound
Shake? Go ahead.
Shut up.
Dolphins are cute.
No, I'm laughing because I never thought about it, Shake. Like you ain't never heard nobody in the ocean starving. Like shit that just be in the ocean. You don't see no starving whales, starving dolphins. Like, well, I'm just saying, I watch a lot of nature shit, but I don't know if they're not starving. But I'm saying there's food sources everywhere in the fucking ocean.
Yeah, there's food sources.
I guess so.
No,
Wow.
there's a fact of like certain fish are becoming extinct from overfishing, from pollution, and
that's
so
us,
where
though.
these
We did that.
correct, and so that's what they're experiencing. They have to go different places to looking for food.
Got you.
It exists.
Well, I was at a New Jersey beach the other day, Asbury Park, by the way. There's a hotel there that Michael Jackson had owned. You know, I found this out from a Jehovah's Witness that I was hanging out with there. He said there was a hotel there that Michael Jackson owned, and when he died, he just, I guess he realized Asbury Park was like not really as developed as they thought it was, and he just bought the hotel and left it there. And then when he passed away, his family sold it, and now they built it up and it looks nice. But I was over there. That's just besides the point. I was over there, and there was dolphins in the water and shit. Like it was crazy.
In New Jersey, that's awesome.
In New Jersey, there were full dolphins in the water, and they came by, and you know the first thing I said when I saw fins is like, everybody get out the fucking water.
Oh Lord, you done traumatized the people, Shake.
Right? Because you see the fins, right?
Right.
And I was like,
there's a shark.
You think you're thinking I don't want to guess if it's a shark in that.
Right.
But the way they were moving like above the water, you can these white ladies made a really good point to me. They said, yo, they're playing because you also got to remember that dolphins have to breathe, so they're constantly going above the water. So they're moving like dolphins. So most likely those are dolphins. But then you know, Mash now is talking about how evil dolphins are. I'd like to know, why do you think dolphins are evil? Because dolphins are beautiful, fun creatures. My ubiquitous
you better get it. You better get it.
Knowledge of the dolphins. My ubiquitous knowledge of the dolphins is that they're playful and fun. That work? That work?
Yeah, you gonna get it, but don't slow down next time.
I don't want to argue. Just
you
know
better,
that dolphins.
You better go full throttle next time. You're gonna get the buzzer.
I think all animals have the capability of being
evil.
You know, not evil but dangerous.
Yeah,
you know what
for
I
sure.
mean?
That's why they're animals. Yeah.
I think that a lot of animals get a bad rap, you know, but dolphins get a particularly good rap. But then I heard this thing about dolphins, like dolphins can be violent. So gangs of 2 or 3 male bottlenose dolphins isolate single females in a pod and forcibly rape her.
What?
Oh wow!
It's like sometimes for weeks within a time. To keep her in line, they make aggressive noises, threaten her with movement, and even smack her around with their tails. So,
I don't like that.
I didn't think you would like that either.
Yeah,
but what I found out about dolphins, I'm like, are they playing? Are these niggas playing or raping? Because apparently there's some aggression going on.
These niggas took pimping to a new level. I wasn't even trying to go there with it. These niggas different under the ocean.
I just want y'all to know that their behaviors are very, you know, their behaviors aren't ubiquitous. Let's put it like that.
Okay.
Getting that because you're cool down.
Oh gosh.
No, that should fit the cool down.
It definitely didn't. Shake just said it. Shake just said it. Shake you on mute.
Shake you muted. Shake. What you think?
Okay, so our ubiquitous knowledge of the
he just said that
could be false. Is what you mean?
No, I mean my word was valid, but in terms of like the cool down time, do you think it was within the right cool time?
And I think we was good. You was good because you did a whole story. It was a minute later. I would give you that.
Thank you, team.
Okay.
Right.
So let's
silence the haters. That's what I love. I love when they silence the haters. Thank you so much.
Exactly. All right, so let's move along. We're gonna jump into MASH. Let's talk about this fight night. I'ma knock a nigga out like fight night.
Let's talk about it, gang. So for those who don't know, you've been sitting under what's that, a tree or a rock or wherever you've been sitting, you ain't been paying attention to what's going on in the boxing world. I'm here to update you. Okay, so yesterday what happened was there was a monumentous fight that went down. All right, Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. fought. So Terrence Crawford is the guy on the right-hand side. All right, he's got with a beard. And then you have Errol Spence. He's on the left-hand side. All right. Errol Spence is from Texas. And my man Terrence Crawford is from Omaha, Nebraska. Not that guy. We'll get into this guy. This guy's a different guy. But in terms of these two guys, this guy to the left, Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, is the champ. All right. He currently held 3 of the 4 belts in their division.
Facts.
Wow.
Facts.
All right.
Yeah.
So just to give you some
what division is this? Like
welterweight.
So there are different weight classes in boxing, TJ.
Right.
I'm gonna give you a breakdown. There's different weight classes in boxing, right? This particular weight class,
heavyweight,
right? And then welterweight, featherweight. There's like the weights on their sizes. And this particular weight class is at 147 pounds. All right. So that's how big these guys are. 147. That's their sizes. Okay. In this weight class or in boxing in general, there's usually 4 belts, right? Think about if the NBA had 4 leagues, right? And instead of having 1 league, they have 4 of them, and you can play throughout any league that you wanted. That's how boxing works, right? So there's 4 belts. This dude, Spence, has 3 of them. Crawford has 1 of them. Right? Okay, Crawford's the underdog. Okay. Now, with this in mind, they've been talking about these 2 dudes fighting for a long time because they have really great records, right? I think,
and they're really evenly matched too.
Right, really evenly matched. Terrence Crawford has like 30 plus wins, no losses.
Yeah, I think he was like 39-0.
Yeah, he's fucking killing. And the thing about it is that both of them have over 30 wins and no losses. Right, so they're really good fighters.
Good fight, then.
Wow,
really good fighters. All right,
nice.
So it's safe to say that Terrence Crawford, the dude to the right, he dismantled Errol Spence Jr. during this fight. He fucking broke him down something crazy. He knocked him. They ended the fight in the 9th round.
Right? Yeah, I saw that.
Because they had to put a stop to it. The ref put a stop to it because he's beating the brakes off of him.
What?
Beating the brakes.
He was beating the brakes off him.
He was getting him.
Terrence Crawford knocked him down in the 2nd round, right?
Second round, dang.
Second round, he knocked him down, and then it was just straight precision after that. He was just hitting him every chance he could with a jab. He was landing, and they hurt. And his face is getting all busted up. So by the time the 8th round came, he went down again. No, he went down twice.
8th round.
Sorry, he went down. He went down twice in the 7th. He went down twice in the 7th, and then the ref stopped the fight in the 9th. But he definitely, in terms of stats, right?
Right.
Jamal Crawford. Sorry, Jamal. I keep saying Jamal Crawford. He's a basketball player. He's one of my favorites. But Terrence Crawford outlanded Spence 185 to 96 in total punches. This included 87 to 33 jabs and 98 to 63 power punches. So he was busting his ass for a little while throughout this fight. And at the 9th round, the ref jumped in and they stopped it because it couldn't take no more. A little bit of backstory about the fighters, right? My man Terrence Crawford got it out the mud. He's from the hood. He's from Omaha, Nebraska, right? He started boxing to get out of the street life, right? Because he had been shot in the head prior to, and then boxing just changed his life. He just been busting niggas' asses in boxing ever since.
Right. Wow.
Errol Spence got in a car accident like 3 years ago. He got in a car accident that was like damn near fatal, but he was able to get back at the boxing and he lost all his teeth and shit. Shit's crazy.
Wow.
To see them come together and fight at this level, this is such a big deal because there has never been an instance where a welterweight has held all 4 of those belts. Right. So this is what makes it such a big deal for this, and the fact that he's done this in 2 different weight classes. So after you get to a certain size, you can move up in weight, right? But when you move up, you lose the belts, right? So the dope thing about this is that Spence stayed in this weight class in order to be able to fight Crawford. He had enough notoriety to be able to move up. He already had 3 belts, and he could have moved up to another weight class and lost those belts to fight other people, but he stuck around in order to fight Crawford at that weight class. That's another reason why this fight was such a big deal. But just wanted to give you perspective, big picture.
Wow.
So
and they both get paid. So
let me explain something about this whole fight. It's like throughout the fight, basically Spencer pretty much outclassed him as far as boxing. All right. Crawford outclassed Spencer. Now the thing with Crawford seemed like to have a game plan, right? If you notice Crawford, the way he fought him was very pragmatic. Like it was very like he stayed with the same form. He didn't get too crazy when he knocked him down. He continued to box like he stayed in like what he stuck to his plan.
Fun fact, he controlled the fight.
I'm about to say that he was controlling it.
Another fun fact about Crawford, he can fight with his left and his right hand. You know,
that's the fact.
He can switch in between left, southpaw, and right hand. He can do it in mid-fight. Based on how the fight is going, he can switch. That's another reason why he's so bad. Sorry, go ahead.
Ambidextrousness. Ambidextrousness. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to boxing. But Crawford seemed to only be throwing punches. Like he was just moving in, trying, especially after the first knockdown, he was trying to get in and he just kept on throwing punches. But my man Crawford, the punches were ubiquitous. You know what I'm saying? It just kept knocking this motherfucker down. Ding ding.
Ding ding.
There you go. Okay. All right. So it was a very interesting fight for me. And like for me, the end of the fight, when they kept on showing the replays and how Crawford was hitting this dude and the face, you know how I felt his face. I felt Spencer's face vibrate.
Puffing.
You know what it remind me of? It remind me you played Fight Night. You remember Fight Night for the PS2?
Crazy.
And when they punch him in slow motion and they face slow and then like that's that shit remind me of.
Yo, I got an early Ratchet pick. I definitely watched the fight last night too. I want to shout out Fellowship ATL. It's Cam Newton's spot. It's a cigar lounge.
Oh, it was cute. I saw your IG.
It
looked very cool.
This might not count, but there was a ubiquitous amount of cigars in there. It was very tasteful. Cam was also in the building too. Him and what's his lady name? Jasmine Brown.
Or
whatnot. But they was both in the building and whatnot. So it was a super exciting time, super exciting night. And I definitely want to get that out. And the fight was phenomenal.
It looked like a dope gentleman's lounge.
Flash, I'm gonna let you finish. Flash, I'm gonna come back and let you finish, but I just want to make the record show that ubiquitous statement that don't fly, bro.
No, it's cool. It's cool. I mean,
no. Take back your belt. Take back your belt because that shit don't rock. That shit is not.
I just want to let you know I had one prep. That was just a spare.
I just want you to know that don't count in your stats.
All right.
So we take away the point.
No, it's practice for me. I just want to know I'm always ready. Like,
you ready.
Go ahead.
Just be right when you're ready.
That's cute. That's cute though. Like, if you came at me like that, that's cute.
Wow.
You ubiquitous cigar.
All right, well, that was
nature.
It was a ubiquitous amount of cigars.
And y'all not gonna say nothing. Twice.
We're not paying no attention. That was great.
I got you.
It was a great update of the fight, guys.
Thank you.
So you guys was very, southpaw, and he can utilize his left and his right hand. So that was good and interesting. Wow, that's crazy. So the underdog won the fight. Basically, that's what.
A lot of people want money off of him. That's another thing too. We can touch on real quick. Unfortunately, I can't partake in all of the amazingness that happens on FanDuel in Atlanta. They don't allow you to gamble on FanDuel out here.
Wow.
But I got family up north in New York. My Uncle Bone, he out here making money on FanDuel, and I am so jealous. Like, I really wish I could be able to gamble because I said he was going down in the 9th, and it's crazy that he went down in the 9th. I'd have came up with some nice piece of change.
You could have bet anything, you could bet on anything. You know what I'm saying? You could bet when they go. You could bet how they're gonna go down, when they're gonna go down. You could bet if it's gonna be by decision, whether they're gonna win or lose.
Bro.
And depending on how unlikely your win is, the more money you could get.
Yeah, he was definitely the underdog. He only had one of the 4 belts.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So people was betting for him to lose based on just the stats.
Just the stats, right?
Wow.
I mean, but at the end of the day, he had 2 inches more reach. Okay, and
it worked to his advantage. It worked to his advantage.
That jab was serious.
It worked to his advantage.
That shit was serious.
All right.
Yo, speaking of gambling, my fault.
Sometimes.
Yo, did y'all play the $1 million thing?
My mama did.
I did.
Played it for me.
I did.
Okay. Yeah, I played it too. So when I win, that's when I let y'all know I'm gonna break y'all off a little something.
Thanks,
thank
bro.
you.
That's
happy, bro.
That's great. Thank you so much.
No one will ever know if I won because I don't tell nobody.
Me neither.
I'm not telling anyone.
I'm not even gonna claim my tickets.
You're just gonna disappear, TJ. That's what's gonna happen.
No, I'm not gonna disappear. I'm gonna just be blessing people from silence.
Yeah.
Okay.
No one's gonna know it's coming from me. Like I'll find your mortgage information and I'll pay off your house for you and your kids, right? I'll do shit like that.
I'm not even gonna claim my tickets.
You should tell me though, because I'm gonna think it was the aliens. So I need you to
God.
Let me know so I can thank you.
I'll let your bank know that someone gifted you by paying off your mortgage.
Yeah.
It won't have to be from
then
you.
I gotta pay taxes on that. I would rather you we do this for the low.
First of all,
and then
TJ,
I'll send you some money for the taxes.
TJ, if you want the fucking shit, the first thing we would think is you the one who blessed niggas, because this podcast is gonna blow up. Everything about this shit. If you decide to continue to do it, this is gonna be the best functioning podcast that ever fucking operate ever. We're gonna have the best staff.
We're gonna have TJ in the supermarkets giving people money.
It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, Sophisticatedly Ratchet. It will be a household name. It will be. It's gonna be in supermarkets. I'm claiming it everywhere. Okay.
There you go.
Hallelujah.
There you go. All right. So let's jump into our last 2.
It's gonna be ubiquitous.
Okay, there you go.
Ding,
all right.
Girl, ding,
ding, ding, ding, ding.
You get 2 points because it's selfless promotion.
All right. So let's jump into really quickly. Let's jump into Carly Russell. So if you have not heard, like Matt said, if you've been under a rock, Carly Russell is a Black female who people thought was actually abducted. She pulled over on the side of a highway. She stated that she saw a toddler. She got out the car to try to, I guess, approach the toddler. She called the police. She also called a family member. And while she was on the phone with the family member, the phone call dropped. At that point, I want to say she was missing maybe for 48 hours, if I'm not mistaken. And then she somehow ended up at her parents' home at that point. It was a full-on search. Everybody was involved. Police was involved. FBI, like they took this serious, which of course I appreciate them taking it serious, because as a Black female and even as a Black male, a lot of times when we go missing, we go unnoticed. You don't hear it in the headline news or anything of that nature. But this was a pretty big deal. Come to find out, the police stated that they saw some things on her phone, such as she looked up the movie Taken, how to break into a cash register, what is how long does it take to do an Amber Alert, like things. So these things started to kind of peek through the the airways. Last but not least, it turned out that this was a hoax. We still don't know why she did what she did. That's not clear. She hasn't spoken of that. But people are very hurt over this. They're upset. Because people was praying for her and really want to know what was going on. Recently, I want to say, I think it was either 1 or 2 days ago, she turned herself in, and right now she's being charged with 2 misdemeanors. So that's basically the wrap up. I mean, the Carly Russell story. It's crazy.
I mean, the misdemeanors would be like hanging up the phone in mid conversation and creating like fake drama. Or did she actually go to the police and say, "Hey, police"? Because I mean,
she had her attorney. Her attorney read a statement as well on her behalf, and but
because the people who are on the other side of the line and make a jump into the conclusion that she was actually attacked or kidnapped. So I mean, if they're coming to the conclusion and she's not actually saying, "Hey, I've been kidnapped, call the police," like, can they really charge her? You know what I mean? Can you
right? She didn't say that. Right? Yeah, she didn't say that.
I'm gonna hold you. I just feel like she wanted to be ubiquitous in nature. She wanted attention. It's a woman thing. It happens. You know what I'm saying? And she found herself maybe biting off more than she could chew for the type of attention that she wanted. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to see her go to like jail on no wild shit, but she did use a lot of people's resources, time, and all types of shit. Mm-hmm. So I want to see her like get some type of punishment, but maybe not jail time. You know, put like community service.
You gonna ding yourself, Flash? You gonna ding yourself, bro?
Oh yeah, my fault. Yeah, I deserve that.
Yes,
my fault.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Mash.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that it's unfortunate that this is a hoax.
Yeah,
I'm glad that it wasn't real because it was giving me some real hills have eyes type shit, and I thought that they was like taking niggas in the bushes and having us like in shacks with fucking rusty nails and shit like that. Like in my mind, that's what I thought we was going. Like, damn, we getting hung and we getting like captured and like tortured. That's where my mind went with this story.
Right.
I was like, damn, I'm glad she got found, but to find that it's a hoax, I'm happy. You made a really good point, Shake, in terms of like who should be charged for this, because she couldn't report herself missing. So wouldn't the people who made the charge or made the call be held responsible for starting this technically? If they're the ones
they don't know.
But she called 911.
She did
911
to say that she saw the
okay. So she definitely
because remember, I believe she called 911.
There was no third party. It was her.
She called 911
She
first.
called to say, "Hey, there's a kid on the road," and then she went.
And then no, when she was on the phone with the family member, she called 911 first, then got on, which that's what people didn't understand. Why would you call the family member after that? You should have stayed on the phone with the police. I believe she called the family member after that, and while she was on the phone with that family member is when the whole phone dropped or went haywire, and then they said her car was just crazy. Yeah.
I'm really sad about this, guys. I like you guys know. Unfortunately, the tribe doesn't know yet, but I've been super passionate about speaking about the disparity when it comes to people that are missing, when it comes to the black race versus the white race. Usually the white race gets all the TV and the media coverage and stuff like that, and the black race doesn't. There's a huge disparity in it, and a lot of people go missing pretty often. So I'm really hurt by this, because I do remember seeing, like, I want to say her brother doing like an Instagram pleading for anyone that has seen her or that have heard of her. They offered like, a few $1,000s. I want to say $20,000. Don't get me to lying. But I was really excited to see how it was, getting so much momentum and so much airplay, specifically on social media. I didn't really see it on the news too much, but I don't even watch the news like that anymore. But I was really excited to see like our community showing up for our people, and to know that this was a hoax, it really hurt my spirit. And so I just feel bad for all the missing people out there that don't get this media attention that she got. And so my heart is really bothered by this. But at the same time, I'm grateful that she's okay and she's not added to the numbers. But I just want people to just still feel connected to sharing this and not feeling like, okay, this must be another Carly, Russell story. You know what I mean? I still want people to do their due diligence, because a lot of our people don't get to be, put into the limelight so that they can be found. And
I would also post on that and say, please continue to be diligent and observant, ladies, as far as like, your surroundings or when things are going around or things are happening around you, right? Things are always happening around you. It's important that you pay attention to keep yourself safe. Tribe, we love you. We want to make sure that you make it back to your families, back to your homes where it's safe, the people who care about you. And, the best way to do that is to stay vigilant. So make sure you're
absolutely.
Thank
you. And I wanted to know her motive as well. So thank you for sharing that too, Max. That was very important. But what was her motive?
About her boyfriend.
She didn't say.
That's what I heard too. Like I heard rumor.
Yeah, it was just everything. Everything is rumors, but she hasn't said for sure, or haven't at least been explained for sure what the exact motive is. But
I just want to know like who her inside man was, like in terms of who else did you tell about this plan? Did you try to like speak this out? Rubber duck it off of somebody, because now you playing with your family's emotions and shit like that too. And I'm saying here like, you got your family where the niggas that love you, nigga. Like fuck the world, but like if you got me worried on some shit and you just want to play games and shit like this, that shit would like fuck with me a little bit. I'm gonna be honest, especially if I know I'm out on some foot soldier shit, like handing out posters like "Have you seen my sister?" Like I'm looking for you, nigga.
Taking off time from work because I'm so worried.
Stress, my nigga. I'm stressed, my nigga. Tripping.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
selfish. It's very selfish behavior.
Yeah, that shit just broke my heart thinking about walking around handing out flyers like, "Have you seen my sister?" That's crazy to me, bro.
Like that it ain't like, have you seen my dog, nigga? Like, nigga, this is
Yeah,
a human being. And I'm
that's
thinking,
crazy,
and it's
bro.
nothing we hear. It's crazy that we hear so much shit about even just trafficking and shit, because my mind is automatically gonna go
Right.
there. Like, damn, somebody kidnapped a woman, nigga. That's exactly what the fuck they gonna do.
Yeah,
Right. If they don't kill
absolutely.
us.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just wanted I guess the end result right now is that she turned herself in. So we'll wait to hear what else comes from that story.
That's a crazy segue into our next story.
Our next story, yeah. So next
Well, we got next.
is our boy Shake
shit,
is
though.
coming up. You said with the got some
Oh,
new
yeah,
to
Oh,
Long
that's what you
Island.
have on. You look naked.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh no. I
Oh,
have
okay.
a
There we
lovely
go.
blue shirt.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so
He looks
ladies and
crazy.
gentlemen, this is actually a great segue. Okay.
Mhm.
After you guys are talking about how women need to watch their back and they need to,
Yes.
be vigilant and keep their eyes out. This story right here is about the Long Island serial killer who they just recently caught. He is a it seemed the whole story seems like something straight out of like a horror movie or something. Like Rex, his name is Rex Huerman. All right, he's 6'4", 270 pounds, and he looks like Shrek. Okay, he's given like super villain vibes. He's giving villain vibes to me. You know what I mean?
He looks like a lawyer to me.
He definitely look like a Republican, 100%.
A Republican,
definitely
for
giving
sure.
Republican,
He a shady car salesman or some shit.
Right, like a car.
So let's talk about Rex. Okay, Rex is currently facing charges for killing 3 women. All right, all of who were sex workers. All right, their names are Melissa Bartholomew, Megan Waterman, and Amber Lynn Costello. Okay, now those aren't the only people he killed. He's killed way more people. He's suspected for killing way more people than that. But these are the deaths that they can actually link his DNA and his cell phone to. So these are the ones that he's being charged with. But they suspect he's killed like 18 people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And okay, so the bodies of these women were found wrapped in burlap and near Gilgo Beach on Long Island South Shore in 2010. That's why they gave the name of this the Gilgo Beach murders. I actually remember this from way back, them finding these people, and they was calling this like the beach murders. I was like, that's crazy. This is 13 years in the making, by the way. So he's been killing people for 13 years. These were the first victims that they found, but he's been killing people for 13 years. In addition to these victims, Maureen Branyard Barnes was also found in a similar location, and they were calling it the Gilgo 4. Okay. The craziest part
What's that stand for?
4 bodies.
The Gilgo 4 is 4 people. 4 people.
Oh, okay, 4 people.
So do you see where Gilgo Beach is? It's like right in Jones Beach area. You know what I mean?
Oh
like,
my gosh!
Right there. Like, how often you go to?
How
this
many
beach?
times did I go to that beach?
You know. Sometimes when I'm driving, I like to think, how many serial killers did I actually drive by? Like, how much? I think about the close encounters in life that we have with crazy people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know. You never know.
It's crazy that you said that. I just thought about a crazy encounter I had with what I thought could have been a potential serial killer in my life. I forgot all about that shit till you just said that. That shit is
I want to hear about
crazy.
it after this story. Then.
All
right,
you gonna tell us the story? All right. Let me just
see.
continue with the story. All right. So so this is the area where they were finding the bodies. Okay. And they're showing like all the different spots where they were finding these people at. So as you can see, it's more than 3 people, but he's being charged with 3 people because I guess he cleaned his shit up later on. So you know what I'm saying? Like, so he wasn't really his DNA wasn't on it. His freaking his DNA and his cell phone and all that stuff. He probably left the cell phone at home and stuff. But he was actually calling these women with burner phones, right? And he would also I also found out he was looking up like crazy like violent sex acts on porno on his burner phone, and they were able to still connect the burner phone to him eventually. You know what I mean? And with like I said, we're talking about 13 years this guy had to procure his ubiquitous nature for killing.
Mm.
All right.
You know what I get from this image that you're showing me here? I think about the cluster location of people. Like he ain't even like
spread them out.
Yeah.
playing too
He
much.
didn't even like
It's
spread them out.
nah,
Spread them out or
like,
nothing.
this is a good spot. This spot worked last time. I'm gonna do it.
Amazing. It's working. It's working.
This way. That's crazy.
What? And you see the
There's
guy
years.
in there.
Yeah, there's a
too.
guy there. Yeah, that's what I said. Mhm.
Yeah, there's a guy in there as well. He was killing people crazy. A crazy part is he was calling this guy, the girl, Melissa Bartholomew. So years later, he's calling the little girl's sister. I mean, the sex worker's sister, and taunting her and shit. Like then
How?
the police get involved. He's calling her from a burner phone at Port Authority Station because apparently he used to work in the city as an architect. So when he went out to the city, he would call her on the burner phone, I guess just to hear the fear in her voice. And it was, I guess, something he just enjoyed doing is calling his little sister and taunting her. And apparently, dude went out on a date, right? About 8 years ago, right?
Yes.
And he was on a date with a sex worker, and he's over there like he starts talking to her about murder and shit. And it's wild how what's the word I'm looking for? That he's not keeping it low. He's just basically blatant. How blatant he is with it. You know what I mean? It's crazy how blatant he is with it.
That's crazy.
And it's
He
wild.
a different kind of villain, my nigga. He different.
Yeah, he's a super villain. Okay, so this is Melissa Bartholomew, right? And he kept on calling her little sister. Yeah, that's one of his first victims, by the way.
So question: was she a sex worker as well?
Yeah, she was a sex worker.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he was majority of his victims are sex workers, right?
Correct.
Even the guy.
The guy, I don't know. I don't know how the guy ended up involved. Maybe he saw him digging and some shit like that. Like, he could have been an innocent bystander who pulled up on him, like was running in the park. It's like, hey guy, you okay over there? And then he hit him in the head with a shovel. You know what I'm saying? Like you seen horror movies. You know what I mean? You know how it could go down, right? These freaking murder mystery movies. Sometimes you gotta kill the innocent person because they saw too much.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So it could have been a situation like that,
Crazy.
And then here goes his wife and his.
He's married.
Yeah. He's married.
Supposed to be that dude in his hood.
Wow.
I would expect his wife would look like this. You know what I'm saying? And she looks dumbfounded. Like what the fuck?
This is after she found out or something? Like what is?
Yeah. After she found out, she looks crazy. She looked like wow. I cannot believe. And that looks like it may be his son, right?
Wow.
Yeah, because it looks kind of like him, right? And he's just like dumbfounded.
Wow.
What could you possibly say if you woke up and found out that your pops was out here like murdering people for
I don't know, bro.
What could you possibly say? Like, I'm mad at you.
Damn.
Like, what do you say?
I'd be worried, but that shit is in me.
I'm glad he didn't kill me, bro. I'm glad you ain't kill me.
I'm glad he didn't kill me. That's first off, and then I'm sitting here like, yo, I don't have any. I need to take a serious look at myself to make sure I don't have any serial killer in me.
Facts. You got to go to your pal like this. Better not run in the family, nigga.
Right.
I mean, no. It's exactly what our slogan is. It's the real in a world of fake. Like you start to question, what the fuck is real? When shit like I'm living with this fucking serial killer. I'm married to this serial killer. Like what is real?
Crazy.
What is real?
It's crazy.
That just shows that people have different sides that you never get the chance to see.
That's exactly it. People be living double fucking lives.
Right.
Or, you just never knew that this is who they really were. Right. And I'm sure the signs were there, but you didn't really think it was exactly that.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
How it would be.
They said
sorry, go
ahead, Matt.
I was saying, you know what I think it is too? I think it's because you don't think someone is capable of something like that.
Yeah.
Your question. Would you rather, let's say if you didn't know, but then you had to find out, would you rather have been with a serial cheater or a serial killer?
Serial cheater, bro. That's crazy.
I guess a serial cheater.
Yeah, bro.
A serial killer, bro. No,
I don't want to be with any
killer, bro.
I want to be.
Jesus
I don't
don't
want to be
make
with
the
any,
news.
but yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I feel
It'll
like
turn you on.
neither.
It'll turn you on when you look at shit.
it's not neither, TJ. You gotta pick
I'll
one for me.
take single for 500, Alex.
Yeah.
But you don't know. This is what I'm trying to tell you. You wouldn't know.
Yeah,
You wouldn't
you
know.
wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. You know what I'm saying?
But they pop
And
up
the
and tell
crazy
you one
thing
day.
is, the craziest thing is he was hiding in plain sight. Like he lived
Right.
in a dilapidated house, and apparently that's a house that's like broken down, like it's messed up looking. And you know, his neighbors described him as creepy and antisocial. And to be honest, you know what I'm saying, we've all had our fair share of strange ass neighbors, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like some people are just strange, but you wouldn't think like, you know, anybody was capable of something like that.
Right.
And here's the crazy thing too. Apparently he had about 200 guns in his house. Okay.
Yeah, I
Dude,
did hear
the
that.
house dude was locked up, he had full metal jacket, okay? He was locked and loaded, all right? For real. So when the police caught him, they waited for him to come to work. You know what I mean? Because you didn't want to have a standoff with him at home, right? So they rolled up on him when he was at work, and they was able to lock him up while he was at work in the city. You know what I mean?
Wow.
It's wild. It's wild.
Wow.
So yeah, you never
All
know.
things
You
done
never
in
know.
the dark comes to the light, and I love that. I'm
That's
so grateful
crazy.
for all the people that he, all the people he somewhat affected, their family members, then they get some type of closure and peace too. Because when you just don't know who killed your family member, that's hurtful in itself too. You know what I mean? On top of missing them. And then for him to taunt the sister,
that's
crazy.
That is dark.
That's crazy.
you already
That's
are
dark.
paranoid because your sister, this happened to your sister. So I can only imagine what she was going through, living in fear.
I can understand
People.
you having fetishes, but that is like that's
Another level.
next level, bro. Like,
That's hard.
Wow.
That is hard. That's very hard.
Wow. So anyway, the whole story just proves you never know who's living next door. Okay, so be nice to your neighbors, folks, because you never know. They might turn out to be they might turn out to be a killer with a double life.
Bro, to be perfectly
right?
honest with you, how many people are that far away from the edge? You know what I mean? Like it's not that hard to be like go to one extreme and do some wild shit. So I think that everybody's capable of it. I just hope that you surround yourself with people who not that on that level, you know.
But they're definitely out you. I also think it's good that if you know you near somebody, or like I ain't saying you got to be accountable for nobody, but if you see a lot of weird shit, sometimes you got to say some shit. I'm gonna be honest with you, like tell somebody, if something is just too off, or just warn people, even in the neighborhood, like watch out for Bill at the in the yellow house. He does weird
we
shit
don't know
sometimes.
that they didn't do that. But it just just because people in the neighborhood talk about it, don't mean it turns into public knowledge. Like let's put him on the sex offender list.
No, we need the citizens app. We need the citizens app though, because we need to know what's going on in the neighborhood, bro.
Yeah,
I feel like
they do have a good
important.
Definitely.
Weirdos.
Because
Definitely.
if I seen somebody that was suspicious, and black, white, Asian, it don't matter. If you suspicious, I'm reporting you, bro. Like I'm reporting you because this is suspicious, bro. I'm from a place where I know what suspicious look like. So if I see something moving in the shadows of the yard in the nighttime, that's suspicious to me. I need somebody to come.
But there's also racial profiling too, because a lot of black people have been looking, like aggressive.
Yeah, we look suspicious too. Exactly.
Right. You in the bushes in the dog, you suspicious. Somebody got.
I hear you.
I hear that.
Well,
all right.
Your story, Mash, real quick.
Well, Mash did his story already. We about to do it.
No,
he was his story. Oh, okay. I think
so real quick. I remember when I was a little boy. My pops. Shout out to my pops. Love him to death. He used to be a truck driver. He used to drive 18-wheelers. Oh. And he was an owner operator, and we would drive cross country. Right. When we drive cross country, we would move people. He worked for Mayflower. Right. So we would load people furniture up in the truck, drive across country. When we was driving cross country, we would stop at truck stops. And at these truck stops, we would wash.
Scary.
Truck stops. Crazy. Yeah.
So we'll go to the truck stop. You bring like a little fanny bag with your little toiletries or whatever, and your flip flops, because you don't want to go in there barefoot, because that's how you get athlete's foot. So always wear flip flops when you're out there in these streets bathing. So anyway, I would go out there, come back, and we would hop on the road and keep on pushing. Right. So one day when we was driving, we stopped at this one stop, at this truck stop, and my pops had the cabs open. So the back of the trailer was open on the sides because he was getting something out of the back cab. And my father stepped out of the cab for a minute, and he went around to the front of the truck. and this man came to the side of the truck, and he looked like he was on drugs. He looked like he was on drugs, and I would say his clothes with the shovel, he was dirty. He looked out of it, and he asked me where my father was, and I'm thinking to myself as I remember now, I was a 12-year-old little boy. No, how old was I? I think I was 7. I was 7 years old. 7 with my pops. He was asking me where my father was. I said, my father's right here. And in that moment, I think back to myself, what could have happened to me if my father hadn't been right there?
Yeah. Why are you asking a little kid?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Right. You know? And mind you, we don't fucking know you. Like, I guarantee my father don't know you from nowhere because we driving cross country, bro. We're like in fucking Texas.
How he know he was your father?
Like, you know, you don't know my father from nowhere. Why would you be asking me where my father is?
Right.
You know? But luckily my father was there, and then the dude bounced. But thinking back to myself, that when you asked that question, that's what memory came to mind. I was like, damn, you know, it is so it can happen so quickly when something bad, you know, can change your life, you know.
Right.
That's a fact.
Why it's important to be protected, or, you know, keep yourself around protected energy that's gonna help keep you safe in moments like that. You know, that was crazy. Thanks for mentioning that, Shake. I forgot all about that.
And protect your vulnerable family members or vulnerable people you love. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's a fact.
All right. Well, let's do a twin. Can we jump into that?
All right, tribe. Thank you guys for listening to another episode of the Sophisticatedly Ratchet Podcast. And tonight we go live on YouTube.
Yes, we do.
At SoRatchet_podcast or SoRatchet Space Podcast on YouTube, okay? Click the link in our bio on either YouTube or TikTok. We're on YouTube at SoRatchet Space Podcast. We're on Instagram at SoRatchet Podcast. We're on TikTok at SoRatchet Pod. And we're on Twitter at SoRatchet Pod. Threads? We're at SoRatchet Podcast. And then we're everywhere you hear podcasts. Share us with a friend. Hit the like button right now. Hit the follow button right now. Now, what are you doing? Don't wait. Hit that button right now. And we're everywhere you hear podcasts. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Amazon has podcasts. Pandora has podcasts. Did I say iHeartRadio?
Yes. Tell them again.
See you guys tonight.
Tell them again.
iHeartRadio.
Yeah, we're very ubiquitous. Absolutely. You can find us everywhere.
You can find us everywhere. This is the close of our current event episode, tribe. Thank you for listening.
No, do the word of the week.
Wait. Before we leave. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I'm right.
When they go back and watch the tape,
I was moderating, so it's
they'll realize why he's a legend.
I think it was some ties going on here.
Oh man.
Do you have it, Mo?
No, I was moderating.
I've been posting it though.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't. No, I've been looking down. I think I had. Okay, let me see.
It's in the banner. Who's the last person to make it? Yeah, there we go.
So Shake.
You can see Shake. Yeah.
How many times Shake
you are the winner?
How many times Shake used it?
4 times.
I think it's 4. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Shake, you got that then.
Shake, you won.
Okay. Shake, you got it.
Good job, Shake.
All right.
I need to do better at this because I know my vocabulary sucks, and you have to learn new words when your vocabulary sucks.
That's a fact.
TJ, it's all good. Just know that you don't have to try as hard as Flash does, and he just tries too hard. And
mad hard.
And he be fucking it up, but at least he tried.
Don't be like Flash. Don't be like Flash.
I got the wherewithal to understand there are people in this podcast that want the kerfuffle, okay? And I'm giving out the kerfuffle.
All right.
That's not the word. There you go.
Well, Shake is the word of the week winner.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So that's
all
good.
Right.
There we go.
All right, tribe. Love you. Thank you so much for popping out.
Thank you for listening. Peace.
All right, tribe. Peace.